to Relentless Podcast. Tell me a little bit about your business and how you got into mortgages from the start.
And just in sales in general and wanting to grow a business, and I fell into mortgages.
So what do you see in the future as far as AI, lead generation, marketing, all that for you and your team?
I follow who's very successful, has an AI company.
All right, welcome to the Relentless Podcast. We have special guests here today from Maximus Mortgage, Matt Boyce and Craig Scharlach. Appreciate you guys coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, for sure. Matt, I'll start with you. Business owner, entrepreneur. I went to your office and you have everything set up, AI, everything's digitized. Tell me a little bit about your business and how you got into mortgages from the start.
Well, I mean, what I love about this podcast is it's all about entrepreneurship, and I think that from an early age, I was just into growing. I love to grow businesses, and more than growth is how to make them efficient. Our time's valuable. So I think that I started out in sales in general and wanting to grow a business, and I fell into mortgages just because 21 years ago, It was a hot business. That's what everyone was doing.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, I just wanted to move out of my mom's house.
I love it.
So I owned a DJ company at the time. I'm doing weddings, bar mitzvahs, school dances. I was doing clubs, whatever I had to do. I had different sets of equipment. I had people working for me. But then one day I was at a Sweet 16 and I just looked around and I go, am I going to be like, an old guy, 40, like I am now, and be sitting at these Sweet 16s?
Right.
So I had to come up with something different.
Oh, yeah.
And so I got into mortgages and really fell in love with the networking aspect of it, just really being able to connect with a lot of great people. And then I took it from there. So every year I just try to get better, more efficient, and lay out the foundation. So Maximus now is just a matter of it's layers of management and growth and efficiency and systems like you alluded to in the beginning. We have everyone in there being supported so they can focus, which really is the key to any kind of entrepreneur. How do you focus on what's going to actually bring you more business and grow your business? And I feel like too many times in our world, in the mortgage world, people are focusing on things that in the end don't move the needle at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
So in a nutshell, that's how I got here, and now I'm just trying to bring on great people that want to tap into and what we've already built and grow themselves.
Sure. So networking and building that business up. Obviously, the DJ business, that's customer service.
That's right.
And then, when you're actually performing your gig, you're actually making those people happy. So able to be able to interconnect, making sure that put the right songs on to get them up and moving. And I guess you took that into mortgages, and that's why you're at where you are now.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was using an analogy with the mortgage world before because and there's a lot of great memes going around like, hey, I just wanted to get into real estate, and all of a sudden I have a green screen and ring light in my office.
Right.
Who knew we had to be producers? But I love it, right? Because look, people want to work with people that they connect with, who they like, who they think has their best interest, and of course that knows what they're talking about. So I was trying to give advice to people out there that was starting to do some content. Look, if you've been doing something for 10 years, 20 years, a lot of realtors like to throw out 30 years. I've been doing this 30 years. But if you've been doing it even a few years and your shit, then what's in your brain and what's in your head and how could that help people? Well, how do you get it to them? Well, if I'm one-on-one, I could tell you, but
Sure.
If I want to reach a lot of people, how do you get it to them without spending a ton of money on a marketing firm? Content, social media, getting out there. I mean, you doing your content on all your jobs and just everything you have going on with your business. Now, people watch that and they get to know you and they trust you and they think, all right, Sam knows what he's doing.
Right.
So when I was DJing, if I was at a wedding, and let's say I had 100 people at the wedding, I knew that probably about 10 to 15 of them are going to love everything I play. And 10 to 15 of them are going to hate everything I play.
Sure.
And then in the middle, you're going to have, everyone in between. And I would always have those people, I'm playing, disco, or I'm playing good 80s music, or, that kind of genre. I'm getting, all the wedding music that we all know. Sure. And all of a sudden I'd have someone come up to me and they want me to play Metallica or Megadeth.
Right.
Well, that's not my target market. That's not who I'm going after.
Sure.
I'm going after, the percentage of people that really are into what I'm about and what I'm playing and want to be with me and enjoy it. And so you're never going to reach everybody and connect with everybody. But as long as you're being strategic on your market and who you're targeting, I think that's going to lead to the most success.
Correct. So in saying, I think my favorite quote from 8th grade is, you can please all the people some of the time, some of the people all the time, but you can never please all the people all the time.
I love that.
So that stuck in my head forever.
I like that.
Not everybody's for you. And even though in the beginning I thought, man, I can make everybody happy. You just can't. It's just not going to happen. There's always going to be someone just not happy with themselves. Perfect examples. I was not me, but I'm a realtor for 30 years. You can't tell me content's going to help my business.
Right.
Those people, they're not your people. They already know they're not open to change because they've been doing it for so long. Maybe it worked back then, but it doesn't work now. So I really feel like being able to open up, doing what you guys are doing for the realtors, I think is excellent.
And my favorite with that is I've been doing this 30 years. I've never done it this way. I'm like, so basically you've just been doing it wrong for 30 years.
Absolutely. I say the same thing in construction. The guy's like,
go with the times.
Yeah.
You gotta flow with the times. If not, you're left behind.
Definitely. I mean, that's why I have new courses all the time. Everything's always changing. Everything's, technology's changing. The way, installations of windows and doors are changing. And the old guys are like, hey, we don't do it like that. We do it like this. And they're stuck in that. But again, I feel like you're a master networker bringing Craig on because let me tell you, some of the occasions that Craig and I had together out, even at AC or any kind of networking event, it's easy. So I'm glad you guys definitely connected. I feel it's a great marriage for you two. And Craig, tell us a little bit about coming on with Matt and all that stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, just tell you about myself. 20 years ago, we've known each other. We met in 08. That's how long it goes back. 20 years ago, I had a friend, Sal.
Yep.
Get me in the industry. We all know Sal. And, rest of soul. But it got me into an industry where I came in, it was like boiler room. I didn't know what I was walking into. The collars popped. I came from auto lenders where we were structured 9 to 9. That was it. You didn't eat lunch. You never knew when you had an up coming in. You did it all at that time for $100 a car. So we had to sell 30 to 40 cars a month. Then I would go to the gym after that, 9:30, trained till 11 o'clock, bought my first house. I might have been 22. And, work on the house because you couldn't. That's where we work became handy.
Right.
Thing was, Sal would come in the gym all the time and he'd say, I just got in this and it's so hard. He worked for Jerry Natalone, AmeriCap Financial. Most people don't even know that company. It goes way back from the old school days. Then he disappeared. Then I saw him in Coastline one night. We were in there with our fishnet shirts and our jeans.
Was it ladies' night?
Today you would call it that. Yeah, today you would call it that. So we're in there. He came in with a suit on. I said, man, that's really neat. Who the heck's wearing a suit? I'm 21. I probably wasn't even 21 yet. And I remember them saying, what do we have to do to get you? And I wound up resigning. They held me back at all the lenders. We didn't want you to leave. Then I took the leap of faith. And I did it, but I couldn't fail. Every day I'd sit outside making, back then it was 200. We didn't have this technology. You didn't have dialers. You didn't have Matt, there were leads with the team. You had leads and phone calls. And I'd make 200 calls a day if I didn't have to, I could put a jinx on myself. That's how it was. I was so intense on it. The work ethic was fear of loss. That's what drove me every single day, fear of loss. And make my parents proud. Because I'm making money that, as educators, they never thought would be real. But I never took the pedal off. And the industry continues down the road. Matt and I met, I guess it had to be, he got me into AndyMac prior to being a Max, so we knew each other where we're at today. Go figure, full circle.
That's wild.
Yeah, probably going on probably 17 years ago.
At least. I remember Matt started up. Matt had a vision, focus on purchase. At the time we were doing refinance, getting into purchase. But at the end of the day, the best thing, getting past fast forwarding, I think what I love in the industry is networking. I have a passion. I love people. I care about people. I know good people. I know bad people. We've seen them all. And you can't please it. It's that one mistake made on situations,
Sure.
falls away. But you can't please them all.
Right.
I love networking, and I couldn't be more excited, especially now. Almost like I just got out of college with a degree. I'm so fired up right now where we're going to take the industry, take the business. We do such a wonderful job. What paired me with Matt was behind the scenes, I still connected with Matt. Matt, what are you doing? Listen, I'm going to do a video today. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. If it looks like shit, let me know. And he'd say, true story. And yeah, before I even came.
It looked like shit.
It looked like shit. I got my second divorce. I stopped by his office. What's up, Matt? He gives me a t-shirt. I start sending him pictures wearing it in the gym because I love branding.
Yeah.
That was it. We connected. And, where I was prior, it was a good company, just we didn't have what we needed. He was ahead of the curve. Matt was doing the videos, doing this thing. And like AndyMac, anywhere you work, you must have a thing of value that you're going to offer. It's not give me your business. They got to know you care about them.
Sure.
You got to like who you work with. I love who I work with, above and beyond. Whatever it takes, I'll do it. Show them that you want to help them grow. The networking piece comes natural. You either have it or you don't. there's not many rooms we could walk into here, South Philly, anywhere, pretty much anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Where someone's not giving me a hug, a kiss, or whatever. It's just the way it is, and it reflects off them because they know you care about it. I had a friend of mine give me "God Loves You." It sounds corny. I handed him out in the gym in the morning, a little sponge thing, because I just left a piece with somebody that morning. They made him smile, and the kid this morning said, "Wow, this is really." You know, we all go through different things, whatever. I feel so excited when I wake up in the morning. I told you the other day, you could have $5 in your pocket, 5,000. Doesn't matter. I feel great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
All mindset. Everything's mindset.
Mindset. Us together. You know, Matt obviously has his machine made. I want to, add to it and do what we're doing. We have, so much to offer the referral partners and to continue. But it all comes down to what we do. Knowing each other, networking, caring about people doing the right thing. The rest comes with it. Sky's the limit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are great. So what do you see in the future as far as AI, lead generation, marketing, all that for you and your team?
So I read a kind of a, I don't want to say scary, but you can look at it like that quote today. Funny enough, from Elon Musk. And then I have a friend of mine that I follow who's very successful, has an AI company out in California, and he reiterated it. And Musk said something to the effect of, why did you quit Doge and all that? And look, the politics of it aside, his quote was, imagine you're on the beach and you're trying to pick up some trash and needles or whatever. You're trying to clean it up, clean the beach up, but there's 1,000-foot tsunami heading your way. Are you going to worry about cleaning up the beach, or are you going to focus on the tsunami? And the tsunami's AI. And my guy is basically saying, look, is that meant to scare you? No, it's meant to get your attention.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people are going to be really shocked by how their worlds change because of technology. But then again, a lot of it will stay the same. So I think it's really clear to set expectations with yourself if you're running a business, to be on top of technology, to just have your finger on the pulse of it. Because I think that, one, it's like anything, it's a tool. It's just meant to help you be more efficient. I use AI, for example, I used to write follow-up smart plans and campaigns and drip campaigns for leads that are coming in or for people that are already in process. Well, AI takes over for that. And AI can understand a prospect and all the history that they've had, and then formulate a custom approach to how they want to communicate with that person. Instead of doing just, I'm going to write this script and then use it for thousands of people,
sure,
and hope the DJ metaphor holds true. Where at least at least half of them like what I wrote,
sure,
but some might not. Now you have a better chance of connecting on a higher level. What Craig said. And this is the beauty of it all. And the reason why I don't think AI is going to end up replacing everything. I think it's definitely going to change the landscape. Because I always say the residual that we have as an entrepreneur or in business are the relationships we grow along the way.
Correct.
That is the biggest residual. And I kicked myself early on because actually I interned at Northwestern Mutual as a financial advisor. And I remember I'm living with my mom. All I want to do is move out. And this guy came up to me, the guy that ran the branch, and he said, Matt, this is a get-rich-slow scheme. By the time you're 40, you're going to be making really good money. I go, 40? You know how old that is? I'm 22, I'm 23, I want to move out. And that's, again, why I went into mortgages. But what I kick myself is in that job, that career, you build a residual. You build a book. So by the time you are 40, 50, you can retire.
Sure. Because
you're managing all that money and you make that residual on that. Most of us don't have the luxury of getting that type of residual.
Right.
Imagine if we got a certain percentage on all the mortgages we wrote over 20 years.
No.
we'd be sitting pretty.
You know what I love about being an entrepreneur? Like I was telling this stuff. I love the fact that you can crush it, go down, go crush it again, go down, and then come back even stronger. I just think it's just neat. I mean, it doesn't. Your destiny you can create, following everything we talk about. To me, is just that's what's exciting about what we do. Why we're different. Not that we're better, but you're willing to do what others don't do. I just told Matt Wayne a little story. When I went through crazy times in life, like we all do, I said Sam gave me a reason to get up at 5 a.m. And I said that to him coming in because he didn't know. He was wondering probably, how do you know everybody or whatever. I said I used to push a dump truck. because it gave me a
Well, you
purpose.
drove the dump truck. I could
No, I
have. You
pushed
probably
it too.
could
Now the
push
fucker
it.
broke down on me twice. I had to come right out of bed. It was a bad fucking. Oh, no, true story. I forget who I was driving, and I said, "Man, thank
Best
God I'm strong."
workout he's ever had.
Best workout. This thing was on the side of the road. But anyway, the point is, sometimes like what I love about being an entrepreneur, doing what others don't do, is that you can literally walk through whatever it's going to be, come back, whether you continue to go up, if you take a step back, whatever, you can create your destiny.
That's right.
Everything he's talking about, the AI stuff, it's amazing. I learned it going through a divorce. I would take my time writing letters, and then I tried this towards the end. I said, holy, that's scary. This thing was better than an attorney. And we use it. Matt, when we have our huddles, our team huddles, one of the things, another thing that drove me here, which I talk about with people when I discuss with them, is to me, you need to have a team huddle. You have a huddle with your team. We have a huddle with our team. You need that grounding and pulling people together. One, to let them know you care about them. Two, to let them know that what they got going on. I'm going to take two, man. Shrek. Yeah. But, you let them know, all the updates. So that was something that really drove me over to Maximus was, I didn't have that. And there was nothing wrong with other places. Again, it's keeping up with the times.
Sure.
So, pushing to do content, every day. It's almost like my dad.
Well, it's energy. So, you start getting energy, he sees you doing it, you have the team huddle, this guy's doing good, all of a sudden inspires you to do good.
Rising tide raises all ships. Right?
Yeah, That's it.
I think so. For the future, let's talk about how we communicate, okay? Because I know one-on-one, we as entrepreneurs and someone that likes to network and we're social people, we'll bring that energy to a room and we'll meet everybody. We'll shake everyone's hand and we'll leave there with probably some decent starts of relationships and potential partnerships. But I think a lot of people aren't there yet, and maybe they're just getting started in their business, and that's not where they are. So they want to pivot and do more electronic communication. Think about Apple and these smartphones. It's making it more and more difficult to communicate. Notifications are being muted. They're being summarized. It's harder to text right now, although I would argue every politician seems to get right through any kind of, federal law or whatever. I mean, I get a million a day. But how many times, look on your phones right now. How many notifications are sitting there that you haven't reviewed yet?
Right.
How many text messages that came through that you glanced at and immediately forgot about because it wasn't someone you knew, or it was just a company that was trying to, let's do it. Here, pull out your phones. How many notifications? I see you.
So many.
I see you smiling over there.
So many.
I see you. And you probably have hundreds. Some people have hundreds. I don't want to say my number, but I have hundreds. I have an Apple Watch. I look down at a notification and I see that I have, someone texted me. It's not important. I'll get back to them later. And then you don't. So the point is, if you're trying to reach people, how are you doing it? Because it's going to get more and more difficult to do it. So you have to be smarter with your messaging and how you get that content across. You can't just think that you're going to make a video or send a text message or an email and people are going to respond to it. You got to be consistent with it, and you have to have a real game plan. What's your brand? What's your message? What's your call to action? What's your hook? You got to be a real marketing company. This is where AI can help. Or you partner, if you're in real estate, you partner with a company like ours. Maximus has Max Marketing. I own a marketing company. Did I start that marketing company to make money? No, it just sits there and supports my mortgage team, Craig. It supports all our partners, and it makes all of us more money. Instead of hiring a firm for $10,000, $20,000 a month, we're our own firm, and we lose money there. But the point is, it's not to make money. It's to support, stay ahead of the curve, and support all our partners. And then I would advise, if you're an entrepreneur, you got to do the same.
Yeah.
If you're not doing, I have a friend of mine who's a chiropractor, great guy. His name's Scott. I won't say his last name, but his officer's Williamstown. So if anybody knows who I'm talking about, you better go see him. Yeah, go see him. So the point is, we got to dinner last week, and he's quiet, super nice guy, and all we talk about is social media content, and his son does a lot of that kind of stuff. So anyway, we're going back for. I said, look, Scott, these are the videos, and I'll show him goofy ones. We threw a blooper up the other day. Now for me, it's a lot. I'm new at it. It's the one I couldn't continue what I was saying. I have a guy read it to me, and it was actually a raw script, but it was neat to show somebody who's not doing it. It's not that hard.
Right.
it's hard to get in the rhythm, just like going to the gym. But really, it's as simple as that. We just got a teleprompter. We were just talking about it away, but which makes it that much easier. But really,
you didn't want to post it, and I said, Craig,
it's the best.
That makes you real. That's your brain. You're being real.
I picked up 2,000. I'm gonna show it to you.
You messed up a video, but that's the thing. We all mess up.
Oh yeah.
And we all look like we look ridiculous.
Yeah. People love that though. They love the genuineness of authenticity.
That's it. I mean,
people have empathy. Like, oh my God, look at Craig. But at the end of the day, like every time Craig does it, he's going to get better.
And you start
as long as you stay consistent.
When you like Instagram, for example, you'll notice I pick up 43% non-followers.
That's great.
That's a lot.
That's phenomenal.
That's people seeing it. I mean, for me, for being new to the game.
Oh yeah.
And it was just a message, but it was showing that when you do content, it can be funny too. This wasn't intended, but here's the good news.
I saw this one.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's
so the point is, it just shows. I just got a guy reading. I repeat it. Matt shows you. Look, this is how the editing works. So for all our realtor partners, whatever it's going to be, you bring them in. Hey, listen. Don't worry what you look like. I believe me, I would sweat. I sweat sitting here now. Just, you can wait. I'm always sweating, wiping my lip. Jerry Spence. Oh, Craig always wipes his lip. But the thing is, just wait. It's easier. So I'm getting better at it. So I'm not cocky with it.
He's had fun with it.
I'm becoming more confident with it, ripping them out. What he's talking about with the AI stuff, it makes it that much easier. If you were to sit there and think about every little thing you're going to say, because the bottom line is, it's staying top of mind. Seeing the face, whether most people you can see the talk, the time being watched, all the algorithms and stuff to run with, it's important. And if you're not doing any business, I think you're really hurting yourself. So I agree with Matt 100%.
Absolutely.
And look how much has your business increased?
Here, let me give your listeners a little nugget here, right? So there are AI, and we could put attach it to this podcast. So I'll give all the links and everything. But there's AI you could take your top 5 competitors, and let's just say you follow people in your space, in your industry, that you really think they do a great job. You could even take an Alex Hormozy, right? But you take these influencers on social media, on Instagram, let's say, and you could take, let's say, your top 5 people that you think doesn't do a great job. It will compile all their videos, all their content, export it into an Excel sheet, a CSV. You can then take that, upload that into ChatGPT, and with the right prompt, say, hey, listen, I want you to be a marketing expert right now. I want you to analyze and I have the prompts for this, by the way, and I'll give it to you so you can share it with your followers. But I want you to analyze all of this content, and I want you to come up with the hooks, the calls to action, the themes, the way the tone, and the way that they were able to attract the business. And I want you to tell me, what is it that made them successful? Then I want to you would give me the top 3 scripts that I can do, knowing me, knowing my brand and my company with my logo and everything. And I want you to give me the top 3 scripts and taking all the good secret sauce that all 5 of these people are doing. And now I want you to help me. And so you can be that specific in with ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using. And that's how you can be better at what you're doing. You can stand on the shoulders of the people that are doing it so well, and then you can jump off from their shoulders. So,
absolutely, it's great.
So it's really incredible, and I'll give all the links and everything. But it's so cool. Again, these are tools, and if you use it the right way, it's going to allow you to shrink the amount of time that you're spending on trying to do all this content instead of inventing the wheel. All you have to do is take what's already working.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dan Martell, I have his whole scope and all that stuff. And basically, the better you talk to it, the better answers you'll get out of it. So you're absolutely right about that.
All about prompts.
Oh, yeah.
And do you see the new video, Veo 3? It's from Google. And I mean, there's other AI, but the video that it's putting out,
it looks real.
You can't even tell.
Real. Oh yeah,
you can't tell that it's
cloning yourself. Is it one of them?
Well,
I tried one.
It's your face running away from an elephant that's chasing you.
Yeah.
I just saw it the other day. Like,
insane.
What the hell is going on?
You could do that and make yourself a baby. That was a.
I see them flying all over the place now.
But these are, and there was a commercial that just went out. It's the first fully edited or with AI, fully AI video, and it's their commercial. And it's insane how real it is, to a point where now you're going to be able to look through social media and you're not going to know, is that real or not? And so that's why I also think it's so important to have a brand.
Yes. And
people know you, they know your brand, and they know, is it AI or is it really you? And so that's why I think that the more that you're networking and people are getting to know you, it all ties back together. So it's going to be an interesting future that we're all jumping into, but instead of being afraid of it, embrace it, stay ahead of the curve, and I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity.
Love it.
I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I think
great.
all the stuff. So Matt's further ahead with those ideas, stuff. But I'm following. So look, I'm coachable.
Sure.
So everything he's saying, I follow, and then I keep the same pattern with the network and getting out there, working the rooms, doing whatever we gotta, and just showing people you care about them. But when you tie all that together,
Yeah.
and I can stay with an agent and grab them and say, these are my value adds. Going back to being with Maximus. That's so important. Listen,
Definitely.
I can
Human
help you grow
interaction,
your
though,
business.
I feel like that's going to take you long term.
Yeah.
AI is a tool to add on to be able to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Sam, because I always found your space really interesting. It seems that there's a lot of, and I'm flipping the script, right? Yeah, this is my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of great trade or craftsmen and people in the trade, whether they're electricians, plumbers, just really good at construction, and they get in this space and they do such a beautiful job, and then they just fail to launch their business, or they hit a ceiling because of I guess just not understanding the business aspect of it. Why do you think that is? What do you see that's common out of all those contractors, and how do you think you grew to the level you're at right now, and what's your future looking like?
Okay, so I feel like it all started when I was 5 years old. Everyone's watching cartoons. I'm watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, right? So it's all mindset from 5 years old. At 8th grade, I'm selling crybabies on credit. I bought them for 10 cents. I'm selling for 25.
Yeah,
so I had all kind of credit, little notebook. You owe me $8 at the end of the week, whatever it was.
He had a ledger.
Back then, and then of course I got in trouble, but I got caught. So they're like, you can't be doing this in school. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm making money. I can make money.
Running a legitimate business.
Absolutely. I wasn't paying taxes, but hopefully I get in trouble for that. But again, 12 years old, I started a lawn mowing business. It was me knocking on the people's door, my brother mowing the lawn, and my neighbor buddy mowing the lawn. So I knock on the doors, I get the jobs, I get them on it, I keep walking down the street, knock on the door. I didn't care. I never quit. That's one thing, you never quit. Yep. You know what I mean? One time the guy's like, I'll give you $50 to cut my lawn. Well, guess what? I walked the lawnmower from my house in Ariel 2 miles to this guy's house, mowed his lawn, made my 50, went home. In high school, one of the rich kids or whatever, his dad picked me up, drove me to his house, I'd mow his lawn. And I come back, and now, that kid, I still see him on Facebook. Unfortunately, he still lives with his dad. He was one of the smartest kids in our school, and now here he is, still stuck with dad. But I wasn't that way. I wanted to get out. Like, I knew I wanted to get out. So, fast forward to military 17, boot camp, Fort Knox, Kentucky, Army, finished my senior year, advanced training, come out, bought my first house at 19 years old, duplex on Jarvis Road, still own it to this day, and then kind of building all that up. So, again, I feel like you have to have entrepreneurship in you, and then you learn leadership and the things that you do along the way. So military SOPs, right? KPIs.
Yep.
Learning some kind of discipline, order, consistency. Jail, Camden County Jail, worked there. I learned I didn't want to be there at all. You know what I mean? I seen the guy at the end of the 25 years, and I just seen how just like a broken man.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way I'm staying here. No way, I gotta get out. I gotta be a cop. I thought I was gonna be a cop. So, I already had my business going. Then when I started the police, I'm like, this isn't also for me. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm not gonna be one of these guys kissing up to these guys to get a better position. I'll make my own way. I'm an own way type of guy.
Right.
So here I am, 10 years in, I'm like, you know what? Things weren't going my way at the police department and my marriage, done. Reset, 29 years old. Right?
That's when we met.
Yeah, 29 years old. Right around that. Yeah, absolutely.
How old were you when you got married?
Oh, God, I was 24, 25. It didn't last long. I was there from 17, but, got married.
What did you
lasted about 3 years. What's that?
What did you know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I tried. It wasn't, it wasn't for me. Again, I was young, but fast forward into that, once I had my own business, I met, Sal, and he was the first guy I seen that had a SP. Yep. Oh, dude, he's got his initials on his shirt. Yeah. How cool was that? Like, that to me, that was awesome. Huge. Like, that was huge back in the day.
It's like Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was Wolf of Wall Street, but 2008,
sure
right?
Sure was.
Was it Get Hope Now or Hope Now, something like that?
Yeah,
we won't talk about that. But anyway, I
had no residential.
yeah, there you go. So, I did the baseball field, the commercial building, I was 20 years old.
Was that in the beginning?
Yeah.
One of your biggest jobs?
Oh, that's when I first started as a
Right
commercial.
after you did my basement.
Absolutely.
You did the basement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did the basement and then came over. He used to drive around and he'll tell you, minivan cost me $2,200.
did.
That's all I had.
Showroom was in Pine Hill.
My showroom, yeah. Oh,
That was
yeah.
the original.
Absolutely. In the basement. Right?
That's why I picked up my tiles.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
And I would just I wouldn't wait. Like, every flooring store would, wait for people to come in. I wasn't an advertising market. I was calling everybody.
Yeah.
Every day. Hey, you're a contractor? Let me do your floors. Give me a shot. So I got rich. You know what I mean? That's how their basements.
Yeah.
I called the guy.
You didn't sit around waiting for people to call you from a phone
can't.
book.
Those people die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those people die. You got to go out and get it yourself. You know what I mean? Go hunt it. It's there.
Which, by the way, the theme, you ever watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
And Mark Cuban, he loves when someone's like, I was cold calling, I made it happen. Manifest destiny, right?
Yep.
They're on the phone, hustling, trying to make it happen. That's what they look for in an entrepreneur.
Sure.
And, not the people that are just, I called and nobody called me back.
Right.
Don't take no for an answer.
No way.
You go after
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That word manifested, that's so powerful.
Definitely.
I learned it later in life. But when you see things for what they're going to be, you can stay humble, you can stay quiet. But when you know where you're going to wind up and you truly believe it, it becomes easier.
Oh, it happens all the time. It happens to me all the time. I go, you know what? I need this. And then I'll set a thing, set a goal, little vision board. I get every single, knock on wood, every single thing I've ever set, I've gotten.
You get it.
Well, I also
becomes
feel like,
easier.
I think there's two types of people in this world. The ones that are just okay with good enough, and they don't want to push, they don't want to offend, they don't want to upset anybody, and they leave, very average lives.
Sure.
And then there's the ones that don't stop until they're satisfied.
Right, absolutely.
And I think that I've had people ask me, well, when's enough? When's enough for me is when I feel satisfied.
Right.
Now, I have a family now. If you asked me this 10, 15 years ago, it was different. I was growing this business.
Right.
Well, now what my goal is? I want to be so efficient with what I do in work, in my career, that I make the time for my family, to watch my kids grow up, to be there for my wife, to be there for my mom and dad as they're still on this planet. Having that time and being able to have the luxury of being able to use that time wisely,
Right.
and focus on where I want to focus.
Love that.
And so for you, so you started growing this business, and then what I think is just very interesting, because I'm very much process driven, tech driven, and I'm watching you. We're in another room, and you're showing me your SOPs and just your process. How did you start developing that, and when did you notice you start breaking away from other people in your field, and you just were light years ahead of them?
Okay, so again,
I was so hands-on that in some cases they didn't have a shot. If we were slow, we
Right.
were hitting leads, let's say, that was the way you did business before it was all referral. They would be calling, but they're not getting any applications. I would then call, because I wasn't leaving that day unless they took 3, 4 applications, whatever I needed to fill the bucket. Then I started realizing I was doing their duties because they're not doing it fast enough.
right.
The biggest and most challenging spot I ever had running a branch, successful branch, whatever it was letting go, delegating, working with the highest and best use, and having their roles worked out.
Absolutely.
And that was the biggest thing for me. That was a challenge, and sometimes you forget. So when you're bringing people in, if I have to tell you 5 times how to do something, I'm a softie today. We had a conversation. We talk it amongst. Hey, what's going on with this, that? Now it's okay. So this is how it's going to be. All right, then I know the direction to run.
Sure.
Because you don't want to overstep. But the thing is, I had to learn. If I'm not giving you a shot to do it, then what am I doing? What am I just?
That's right. Why do
I have you there?
Absolutely.
So it took me a while to change. That was the biggest challenge I had was when you're so. I've seen your business level up. I've seen you go through crazy periods which you had so much business, and now I look at you now and you're so structured.
Yeah.
So about 2 years ago, you were working with an outfit. Remember the guy was coming in and saying, "Hey, we could try this." Obviously, he's out.
Oh, yeah.
He's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you figured it out the other ways. So
Right.
each year, I see you're progressing at a different level because of all the things you're discussing. What Matt's saying, you guys are talking about things that people don't talk about.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the people that we talked about in the meeting, whether it be athletes or people that you've met at high levels, they're doing what? They're calling you because I need to understand that. So it's funny how it works, but it becomes natural.
Sure. So yeah, they'll call you for anything. I need a chef. I need this. And you start to become like the go-to guy, and they know they can count on you because you come through.
That's it.
And that's just any business. If you're available by the phone, I'm not saying all the time, but I am. I was available all the time, but I feel like you become the go-to guy. In addition to that, I hired the coach for traction. So, not for me. I feel like, do I need a coach? Yeah, but I'm already all over it, right? I need everybody to buy into it, right? So what I learned there is, my dream needs to be so big that everyone else's dream can fit inside, right? Because before it was like, it's me, it's me, it's me. I was the bottleneck. I made myself the bottleneck because I was everything. I was everything. I was a salesman, installer, marketing, you name it, I did it, nonstop for the business. And then when I started to say, hey, look, we have a great group here. Let's start, making everyone accountable instead of, things would come in, things would get lost. And, everyone did everything, so no one really got nothing done. So what happens when there was a mistake, we go, oh, I thought you did. Well, now we have very clear KPIs, very clear accountability for those things. And it's taken, 4 or 5 years to get there. 2 years of being, coached with a guy. Basically, he's just asking everyone, hey, how do you guys run it? Hey, what do you think of this? Asking the right questions, getting the answers out of them. Not me saying, yeah, this is what we're going to do. It's them saying, we should do this.
Well, now you laid the foundation, so then you can launch national brands.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're the one day bathroom, and is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually Showcase for Miles bathroom division, but yeah, it's as little as a day.
But you watch. I'm obsessed watching. I mean, everyone knows bath fitters.
Sure.
Well, they started somewhere, right? They were probably just a small time company, and then someone had a vision, a dream that was big enough, and here they are nationwide.
Right.
Locally, look at Rob Lascala.
Right.
Look at Rob. I remember when he just had, I think, the one restaurant in Philly, and this is probably 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. And now, now they're all over the place. He's put in one in Ocean and,
Seattle.
Yeah. And now I have a place in Brigantine, so I love that he transformed Laguna Beach Bar into, well, you have a bar manager right here. I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I love watching that. And how does that happen? It happens with structure, process, systems. There's no way you can run a restaurant and have that high quality without structure. And I was at that beach house. I couldn't believe how many people were working there. And so now I don't know, overhead, I don't know. It is crazy, but it's efficient and the service is there. So I just think, look, I love talking about this. I think when you talk about the dream, I tell Craig all the time, I'm in a world where it's very individualistic. And you can be selfish and be successful. I could sit here if I wanted to and say, I have my relationships that I've grown over 20 years. I have my business. I'm making my money. And I'm going to continue to do that as long as people want to give me a deal. And there are salespeople in this world that maybe they think they're entrepreneurs, but I think they're just salespeople.
Right.
They don't have that drive in them. They just want to sell.
I'm going to chime in on that. I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, go for it.
Something we talked about many times. And things that I've learned is where Matt's at building his brand. Me coming to Maximus, I love Matt. Had nothing to do with Matt. We both run off ledgers. We do our thing. So what was my value at pairing up with Matt? What was it? I looked at the time spent, like you, with the systems and the time spent that he's doing. What is that value? If I started up on a raw platform, for me to go to here, what is it? So not only am I pairing up somebody I like, but I'm pairing up with something that it's here. So he's got such a jump start that he's just going to tweak it out. So I know in the back of my mind, I'm going to go out and network, build my branch, recruit, do whatever I got to do. I know Matt's always thinking on the other side this way. So that's where the balance, that's the right balance.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why I say to him sometimes, because the beginning was tough. I'm coming in, I'm going, all right, just getting going. Matt's looking, what the hell is he doing? And it took a minute to get your steam. It's like anything else you got to get. And then when it starts coming, then you're on that run. It's like, all right, well, hold back, tell me once, and we'll keep going. But the thing that I've learned also, and I know Matt has dealt with this, you've dealt with it, everybody deals with it as an entrepreneur, you still, when you hire or you change, my goal for myself is I love helping people. I've helped people to a fault. My whole career, 2 divorces, always a giver. You get left with,
Well, you help them to have.
I helped them to have. I've helped them, and I still do it today. I get told when I got this one or I got this one. It's amazing when you're a human and you're looked at as who you helped. Well, can you help me? Because no one helps us.
Sure.
Right? Like I said, when I went through rough times in life outside of this, Sam called me, Craig, I need you. he gave me a reason at that moment when everything was bad to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I did it every five. And it wasn't that I was. He says, Craig, I can't keep you doing this. You need to go make a nickel a year or whatever.
Yeah, I just want to push him like, hey.
You're not engaging and having these this conversation we're having could go on for 12 hours, not taking a breath.
Oh yeah.
Because you enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's the thing. So I thank you with that. I thank my father saying every morning, Craig, go to the gym. Go to the gym. I can't, I'm tired. Go to the gym. Once I went, I got back. So now I'm like, all right, I'm back.
Yeah.
Matt, tell me how shitty this video looks. Be honest with me. Well, you're looking all right. Your eyes are wandering a little bit. Be careful. Because, you watch some people, they don't have the prompt. And
right.
I was looking up to him. I was looking up to you. So my point is, when you put those energies together, and, when it comes to networking, that's been my gift my whole life.
Oh,
No matter from
you
a
can
little
do it
kid,
anywhere
in the world, I know somebody. It doesn't matter if we're in different countries. I'll figure it out.
Well, and so you look at someone like Craig, and this is a perfect example of taking something that's been stale in my industry,
right,
and trying to reinvent it a little bit.
Right.
And I think that, so again, I'm in the mortgage world, the lending world, and again, it's individualistic, a lot, very selfish industry. It's individual loan officers that are trying, whether they're calling leads or they're building relationships, but they're kind of on an island. And no matter what company you're at, and they say, oh, we're going to support you with whatever, really they're not. I mean, they're going to fulfill your loans and they're going to close them, but they're not really going to help you grow. That's kind of on you.
That's right.
And so what I wanted to do is take what made me successful over the years and just duplicate it. And what I ended up doing is started hiring. Look, I think we can all agree in sales, there's two types of people. There's the cooks and there's the hunters, for lack of better words.
Sure.
You have your cooks and hunters. Just because you're a cook doesn't mean you're not good at what you do. It just means that you don't want to be at the networking events. You don't want to be out there, smacking asses, kissing babies, and trying to bring in all that business. You want to be back at home base. You love the analytical part of it. You love structuring these things and submitting these files. That's what you're good at. If you ever do disc profiling, I don't know if you ever did that with your team.
Oh yeah.
Disc profile, so amazing, not only to figure out yourself, but to figure out your team and then how to interact with the clientele that are different profiles.
Absolutely.
And be a chameleon so that way you can communicate with them appropriately. You don't go at them in a certain way, in a high D personality where you have a more analytical mind. Everyone jokes around about the engineers being so difficult to deal with. Well, they're not. They communicate differently.
Sure.
You just have to understand that.
Absolutely.
So the bottom line is you have your cooks and your hunters. And so Craig is a hunter. Craig is a guy I don't want him, analyzing spreadsheets and submitting and on the computer all day long. I mean, that's not his strength. But although you can do it, your strength. I know he loves his spreadsheets. But then when I try to get him to use a CRM, he's like, well, maybe I'll just sit on my Excel sheet.
Oh yeah.
So I know his strengths and so my idea was if I could put the right support, and now I can have a team of cooks taking in all the business from the hunters. Now what can the hunters do? They can focus more on hunting.
That's right.
And so before, and if you're listening to this and you're a loan officer or you're whatever you're doing, how much time, percentage-wise, do you think you spend on things that don't bring you business? And what can you do with that time? How do you delegate that to somebody that could? And so for me, I'm like, well, if I can already have this team of sitting there to take in all this business and allow them to focus on content, branding, going out there and networking and spending the day building their business, how much more business are they going to do? And we're all going to win. We're all going to win. We're all going to make more money.
To chime in, what I was bringing up, and I kind of lost track a second because I was focused on that. One of the things that I'll tell you is look at how many people's lives you've changed over your career. Some guys are still hanging on by the thread of what you created, whatever. So the idea is when you grow, you have to grow smart. And you have to, I don't know how, you can't shoot somebody when they don't do you right or whatever, but you got to at least protect yourself, protect your investment, protect your asset. Make sure that when you partner up with somebody, however it's going to be, whether it be through an agreement, whatever it's going to be, that no one can take what you work for or place. Because there's a lot of guys that take credit for certain things you ain't, they're not there without.
It seems like you're speaking from experience, Craig.
I have pretty heavy experience, and I talk about it, and I smile about it, because you know what I smile
That could be a whole new podcast.
That's a whole new podcast. I can go on and on.
You see where it's going?
I'm going to tell you where it's going. Here's where it's going. So for whoever's watching, you know what you do? You fucking win.
That's right.
And that's
it. Get out there and win.
I hit the table again, you win.
You make it a win-win.
And the best exciting part is when you know you're an asset to yourself,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there are people around you, there's no one that can
Super satisfying too. Once you start winning, like,
I don't ever wish bad on people, but here's what I know. I'm confident enough to know this. When you're around the energy, what's in this room, what's around you, don't you think by being around that is going to build you up? Because for the guys that think that, they're missing it and can sit back, well, then you're missing out.
Absolutely.
You're missing out. I want to level up. You told me that, Craig, I need you here. All right, I sign up.
Yeah.
I don't know one person in Robbinsville. That's the only spot I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I said, bring Vinny up, bring somebody up. But guess what? I want to listen to guys in that room that are a level beyond me and take notes. If I leave with 3 nuggets that I can follow, whatever. One thing that's been happening in my life, and I'm sure it's happened to you guys whether you admit it or not.
Sure.
You ever notice something gets said, simple, stupid, Rick Ruby coaching practices, whatever. For some reason it takes you 10, 15 years for that same message to hit you, and then when it hits you, something Matt, we and I talked about yesterday, and I sat, I thought about it driving into the gym this morning. I'm saying, man, I might have sounded pretty foolish talking to Matt yesterday because he's looking at it different than I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it as I'm still coming in, I'm getting my things going, and I don't want to step on this. He's saying, Craig, you're a fucking branch manager, what are you doing? But I'm not looking at it like that, so I said, okay. All right, I'm back. All right, good.
Absolutely.
It clicks.
It clicks.
Yeah.
It takes a minute to click. So it's just the way business is. It's
I see it
amazing.
in and out. You're coming for everything that's yours.
It's
You
amazing.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going after every consistency. That's what you're doing, and you're going to win. That's just what happens
You
every
just
day.
win.
Might be a little win today, big win tomorrow, a loss.
I think, and by the way, let's talk about that for a second. We've all been screwed over,
Sure.
right? We've all been through tough times in our lives and our business, and I think it's real easy to kind of obsess over those times. And I think I felt personally, now I haven't gone through any kind of professional psychology or anything, but or talk to anybody, but I allow myself a moment to. I don't kick myself. I don't yell at myself. I don't get angry at myself for having a moment to reflect on the past. But then you put it away. You allow yourself a minute, a moment to think about it. But when you find yourself thinking about it all the time, well, that's a problem. And that's going to keep you from growing.
Absolutely.
And I love what you guys just said because nothing is better than just, one, you have to have a vision.
Right.
And I think that our theme here is you have to have a dream, you have to have a vision. Without it, where are you going?
That's right.
What are we doing every day?
Yeah, keep your eye on that too.
You got to keep, and you
Yeah,
got to.
because there's a lot of stuff that clouds your mind. You can get clouded easily.
Write it down.
Distractions, all that.
You glazed over it, but the fact that you create goals for your team and you're trying to constantly hit those goals and that's what it's all about. Contests. Right now we're in a content contest. We do these throughout the year.
I'm going to kick Highland in his nuts.
One of the guys.
He has the belt.
One of our. So I bought a WWE belt for the winner. The winner of the content contest gets the belt. They get cash. It looks like a lot of money. It's just singles, but I want everyone. I want to push everyone because guess what? If they really push themselves and make great content, have great engagement, they're going to do more business.
Absolutely.
It's going to add up. It's going to. It's going to
amazing,
equal
right? It's
good
amazing.
things all
He
around.
can tell me to do something every day, and I can tell you not to kind of come off that. We both share coaches, and a lot of guys in the industry that we know have used a guy named Rick Ruby. Rick Ruby, Sergeant Slaughter. I needed that. I didn't want a coach that said, "Go hug your neighbor, call the guy you upset 2 years ago, send your enemy $1,000 if you didn't hit your goal." I didn't want any of that. Rick, his accountability was so intense. He actually got in trouble multiple times for it, throughout the companies. His accountability was so hard, you had to have 5 belly to bellies. 5 belly to bellies with 5 realtors, 5 belly to bellies with 5 recruits. As a manager, I had the elite version that we both had.
He said belly to belly, by the way.
Belly to belly.
To interpret.
Belly to belly.
Yeah.
We're going to coffee, we're doing lunch, I'm recruiting. And I had to write the names down. At the end of the month, for my call, I'm paying $1,000 a month at the time, it's probably more now, but $1,000 a month. I would panic because I skipped what my system was. I didn't go out and I shorted myself. Amber, my assistant. Throw so-and-so. I'm actually Sam DeMaio. Matt's not even with us, Matt. And I'm writing people say, because I'm in such a fear of I'm letting him down for my accountability. Is that amazing?
That's awesome.
When you think of that, that's freaking amazing. So my point is that when you hold yourself accountable, I do it. I'm not doing my diet, but I'm doing what I need to do every day. The gym. My gym exercise has been so much more intense. I'm there twice a day. I don't play any games. I don't care if I'm tired. Believe me, we're all tired. I leave the gym from the office, go back home, I got 3 or 4 calls. If a client's having a challenge with something, I make sure I'm calling them up. what's the solution?
Definitely.
And
Definitely. Oh yeah. Perfect example. I'll show you a perfect example. So Facebook, social media can definitely help you tremendously, right? So, just look at my reach, 221,000 views.
That's
right?
insane.
So on top of that, what's also cool, and money doesn't matter at a certain point. Like it does, but it doesn't. Here's a guy, New Orleans, right? This is what he texted me. I think I showed you yesterday. It was all that. Hey, Mr. Sam, got an invoice, because coaching, it's $1,500 a month. So he was going to pay the $1,500. I said, do me a favor. He says it's only $500. I think you made a mistake. I said, that's no mistake. I need you to start working on your business. That other money, I need you to put toward some of your marketing costs. You don't have it right now. So basically says, hey, no loss for words. You won't regret this. I owe you big. You owe me nothing. You got to start winning. That's one, right?
That's it.
Next one. Here's the next one. Hour later. I don't know this lady. Hey, Sam, I'm already following you on Facebook because in the past few months, I saw you were able to give a handicapped veteran a new shower from the kindness of your heart. This is her sister. Your salesman was out to see my girlfriend, and they went with your job, basically. Thank you for everything you're doing in the community.
I try to share that.
I got 3 of those. Yes, 3 of those. And that happens every single day. I have people from pretty much across the country right now, contractors calling us every day saying, hey, you coaching? At first I said no. So I did that for like a year. I'm like, no. The only people on the coach is like my team to grow us. Once I'm comfortable, then I'll do that.
Yeah.
So now tomorrow, I picked 5 guys, and we're starting to coach those guys. And they're in all different states. I think there's one guy from here, but everyone else is Texas and Louisiana and all that stuff. And you really don't realize the impact of social media.
How many events have you gone to? You've told me about a zillion Tony Robbins.
Oh yeah, Tony Robbins, Business Mastery.
Your wife supports you so much to level up that she gets you gifts like that as a gift.
Absolutely.
You've been there multiple. So
And listen, it's about that. But
the Ed Milet's, the Tony Robbins, they're great. I think also, anybody listening, watching still, getting a coach or if you can't afford a coach, a mentor, somebody that one is going to introduce new ideas.
Sure.
2 is going to hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
And I think that I'm always listening to the podcast, whether it's Diary of a CEO, Ed Milet. I love reading books. I think that you can get a really nice list of books from someone like Sam. I didn't even know Traction. I've seen it. My
I'm surprised. I'm super surprised.
Yeah,
I guess right now it's going to change your business.
I guess I just.
You already go doing well. It's going to change. I promise you.
For whatever reason, but never split the difference. Chris Voss is the one that changed the way I communicate.
Sure.
If you don't know, Chris Voss was a hostage negotiator for the FBI,
right.
And he now has an entire Black Swan company that he trains corporate people how to communicate, how to negotiate.
Right.
And so it actually, honey, just to let you know, helped me communicate with you a little bit better too. How do I approach certain conversations?
Absolutely.
So
start using on the wife.
It seems you might be a little upset with the way your day went, not necessarily with what I'm doing, but you're taking it out on me.
Right. I was talking to a guy about the call center the other day. Like, people are like, don't call me ever again. Like, listen, are you having that bad of a day? You got to talk to me like that?
Yeah.
Like, it's all mindset. Like, really make them think about
you're resetting. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Interrupt them. Yeah.
So we've been doing it for an hour.
I got one thing I want to throw in. Just a little plug. Something that it really changed me and my focus in the last couple of years, no matter what you go through. I think that the biggest thing is when you go through tough times, business, whatever it's going to be, I think you have to, this is going to sound strange, love yourself, learn to like yourself.
Love it.
If you learn to like and love yourself, you can't help others around you if you're not good. You're never going to be your highest and best use for your family, your friends, whoever it's going to be. The second thing is to eliminate and cut off. You say, take it and throw it in a box. I used to call Chris, I used to call Sam and vent out to you and say, Craig, I got to go. I would almost get offended. What do you mean you gotta go? You don't want to? Because what he's saying is stop fucking.
Right. And push on it.
Move on. So the biggest thing I'm gonna say with the numbers.
He knows don't hang up. Like, no, don't say that. Click.
I've had a friend of mine, Craig. It's been an hour. I love you. I know.
Yeah, I want to see all positive.
But it took me to get to that point and where it can hang up on business owners.
Sure.
Stressful time. Andy Mac, I was upside down. $400,000 in business. Joe Patabiaga, I hope he's listening because I always respected him for it. Guess what? He could have threw me out you're hemorrhaging.
Sure.
He believed in me.
Right.
And guess what? I paid every dollar.
That's all I need.
And did I know that was going to happen? But my point is, is staying around people Anyone, I don't care if it's a girlfriend, a friend, somebody slipping, help them. If you don't help, you have to move away. Your circle has to be higher than where you're at. So if I'm looking at Matt, running a branch, running different companies, cigar lounge, doing this, doing that, he's shaking and baking, real estate, whatever it's going to be, I look at it and say, that's fucking awesome. Guess what? Sam, just like I was with Sam, I couldn't be prouder.
Yeah.
I remember, Orlando, I always say with the buzz saw,
Yeah.
cuz, you got to call down.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a household. We just had whatever we had. One grinder was $60.
20 years ago.
The grinder had the grinder.
I know, he did a whole town job with a grinder. He was a pretty skilled dude. He's still here to this day. I love, he's like his family,
Oh, yeah.
and his family. But my point is, just leveling up, keeping your circle strong, and not letting anything, negativity, haterism, I hate the word. People are going to watch this video, see the three of us together, go, instead of saying, that's great,
Sure.
stay positive.
Oh, yeah.
And once you do it, it doesn't matter. I've learned to walk through stuff that most men couldn't, come out on the other side, and I wake up every day so thankful. And I tell Matt all the time, it sounds kind of weird because when you're already there, you didn't go through certain things to hear it. But that's my biggest message to the podcast is, I talk to guys at the gym, and I had a little guy on this morning. It meant a lot to you. He's like, oh man, I dig this.
Oh yeah.
You change people's lives. If every day you could do something positive that you didn't do the day before, or whatever, paying it forward, whatever it's going to be, it's the best feeling you can have. And trust when I tell you, it comes back. Like I know when it manifests, I know where I'm going. I mean, there's the reel where the airplane's going through the clouds. Is what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I watch it over and over.
That's a good one.
Was that one small thing you wanted to say?
That was it. That was it.
10 minutes?
So
It takes a lot. It takes a lot
I
for me
think
to
you just
talk.
did your
It takes a lot for me to talk.
I mean,
Once
that was
I
good.
talk,
Okay,
you shut me up.
but you can go when you go.
That's it.
So that was my question, though. So what can you give? Because Craig just gave without even asking. He's like a manifested the question, right? So the question is,
That's it.
what can you tell another business owner or a new mortgage person in this business that they could do to make themselves better?
Yeah. So I think doing an audit, just
Self-audit?
doing a self-audit,
Okay.
and sitting down. I think number one, if you listen to this, is you got to figure out what your goals are.
Yeah.
Really, what's your dream here?
Sure.
Are you even doing what you want to do? Are you passionate about it? And I think that, or are you doing it just to pay the bills?
Right.
And if you're not, if you really like what you do, but you don't love your situation, don't stop until you're satisfied.
Absolutely.
Nobody owes you anything.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
These are
That's
good
it.
plugs.
And
These
so-
are plugs that you want to go bench press 500 pounds.
That's it.
Fucking
Oh,
good.
I just let the gym go back.
Let's go.
So-
Go back. 5 o'clock.
So I mean, the two of you are making me want to get to
Let's
the gym.
go.
Like
So Manavar, we're ready to roll.
I gotta put,
Let's go.
so
That's awesome.
but I think doing that self audit
Yeah.
and really trying to tap in. I think no matter how motivated you are in the moment, it's gonna fade. And I think that no matter what happens after that audit, you're going to forget. And you're never going to live up to your expectations. And then you're going to say, I'll get to it. And then all of a sudden 3 months go by, 6 months go by, and then you're frustrated. It's no different than a diet or a workout plan.
Sure.
In January, New Year's, you do it for 30 days and then you forget about it. So I think, A, do the audit, figure out what your goals and dreams are, and B, get an accountability partner or a coach.
Definitely.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And because we can go into a million different things, which we already did.
Sure.
But if you don't stay consistent, consistency compounds is one of my favorite phrases. And so I think if you stay consistent, you're going to be able
I
to.
say that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep it like this. Do you hear how we're talking about the passion? You can feel it, right? I make him want to go to the gym. You want to go, we're going to meet at 5 or something.
Yeah.
That's the idea of being an entrepreneur. And when you have that, that's the exciting part to it. You can
Absolutely.
be rock bottom, or you can be at the top. I could be sitting with guys that you have sat with worth billions. Guess what? You're going to make them excited when they leave you, and yet they're so far. It's all about what's here.
Yeah,
and that's it.
for sure. Well, good, guys, I really appreciate you coming on. Matt, Craig, you guys are awesome.
You got to thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Great.